Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Don't know what's up, but a number of my docks have gone light mode for whatever reason. Okay, that fixed it. There we go, back to regular chat. Okay, cool. Just a minute. Okay. Time to tell a couple people that I'm actually on here. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll stick around until people show up or don't. So, just a minute. Okay. Well, in that case, I can hop right on and hop right in. Second. Okay. Some quick internet issues. Just fixing some stuff up. Okay, just a second. Hop right back into it. Just a second. Just a second. Come on. Okay. Okay. There we go. Come on. Okay. Okay, back into it. Hello, good viewer. Make your name known so that I might better address you and tailor my content to your wonderful individual preferences. But as of now, I'd like to know whether you'd like me to hop straight into Windblume or do Abyss first, because in about 2 hours I'm going to have to take a break of about 45 minutes because I have an essay due at midnight that's only half done, and it won't take me that long to finish it up, but it will take me time to finish it up, so I'd like to be able to figure that out sooner than later. Essentially, yeah, I didn't want to disappoint whoever might be hopping on right now by not showing up at 9, so I figured I might as well stick around long enough to let them know the score either way and weigh in on what I should do, because understandably, if I did Windblume, I would probably have to hop out before it was finished in order to get the essay done, but with Abyss, it would take, at least hopefully, significantly shorter, so I would be able to... Oh, goodness. Didn't expect that. Okay, there we go. But I would be able to hop out and then get it done and then come back. But it all depends on what people actually want to see. You know, I could always just, of course, do as I please, but prefer to do as good people please. So yeah, if you have any strong feelings on whether you'd like to see me do Abyss right now or do Windblume right now, either one, which would probably be ending in about 2 hours, and then I would be coming back after 45 or so minutes, but again, I would be taking a break for the sake of course, actually finishing my work, but again, we'll see. It's not set in stone. Oh, goodness. I forgot those guys were... Oh, and there's the fall damage. It's a very foolish action for me to take. Didn't know there were so many Animo Slums here. Well, that's just a question of my own lack of foresight, I guess. Won't. Okay, so in that case, I'll pop the shield back up, and just so Dehya being silly. You know, I could always just... of course, not bother fighting these enemies, but I think it's a little more fun to at least pay lip service to the idea of fighting most of the enemies in my way. It is you. Oh, and then I accidentally triggered it. Very silly of me. Very silly of me. What did I end up? Oh, of course it was resin. Silly little resin. So in that case, I will pop on over here, get those commissions done, and after that, just finish everything up. Second. Oh! For whatever reason, I couldn't see the chat update. It was hidden under the stream drops. Under the stream drops window, not even joking. So now I know you're here. Good to see you, Mr. Tenacious Blaze. I'm gonna do my dailies real quick, just so I don't forget, and then I'll hop on over to Abyss. And then once I get done with Abyss, I'll take a tiny, short little break, and then just do as much of Windblume as I can before I get too tired. Because I'd prefer to, again, do as much as possible now when I still have access to my desktop. Because for the next week or so, next 10 days actually, I'll be going on a little performance tour with my men's choir. Well, the men's choir that I'm in, I don't direct the men's choir. And then going around the southeast United States. And during that time, I won't have access to my desktop. I do have a very silly, scuffed stream setup that I will be using every now and then, depending on how much Wi-Fi I have. If only because it would be very funny and silly to use it at all. But, again, it won't be nearly as good as this, and not only because it would produce a better stream for a fancy little event to do it like this, but also just because I'd prefer to be playing it on an actual usable device. That said, it's complicated because even with my phone being utter garbo, I still think it would probably make for a better play experience doing the rhythm game event on phone, just because phone is inherently a little different, better suited towards the rhythm game in Genshin than keyboard is, at least in my opinion, as someone who's tried it on both. I prefer doing it on phone just because I don't have to bother remembering which key goes to what finger and to what note. I can just tap the note as it comes down, which is why people, I believe, play God forfend Osu on tablets or touchscreens rather than key and mouse, unless, of course, they're absolute lunatics, which, to be fair, you do have to be in order to play Osu, so don't know what I'm talking about. But, like I was saying, I think I'd have a bit more, and I forgot about that, I think I'd have a bit more fun playing the rhythm game part of Windblume on my phone, but I'll just go back and do that in my own time during the trip when I have free time, just so I can get perfect clears on all of them for the sake of my own personal edification. I don't think it would actually matter for the stream because it won't change the rewards I get, and really that's what I care about right now. So let me think. Oh yeah, and there's that thing over there and that thing over there. Apparently, so I've been told, this is complicated. They're gonna make a little house on the outskirts of Liyue accessible when it wasn't before. It's part of the Baizu story quest, or so I've been told. I'm a bit of an unreliable narrator at times, so don't believe everything I say. But so I'll just go over and do this and do my essay. Do you have any interest in what I'm writing my essay on? And then I'll come back and do funny Genshin Pac-Man as part of Windblume. It's just like Super Smash Bros. You can do Pac-Man. But in case you care and in case you don't, I will be writing an essay on the... Oh, it's the Christology presented by Blaise Pascal and his Les Pensées, or The Thoughts, which were a fragmentary work discovered only after his death. After he died, people were sort of, oh, he must have written very interesting things, so they gathered up, I assume with the permission of his estate, a bunch of notes he had left behind after he had died, and a lot of them were on various topics. A lot of them were just aphorisms, but a lot of them were on religious topics. So it was about, essentially, Pascal's idea of Jesus as presented in Les Pensées, as they're pronounced. As you can guess, I'm not very good with French. But it's a very interesting topic because, well, he has a lot of interesting thoughts that are also partially a product of his time. It's not the kind of thing you would see people write today because he has a very interesting opinion, which isn't entirely orthodox, but not entirely unorthodox, that essentially it would be equally inappropriate to the glory of God for everyone to be saved, even if it was essentially everyone legitimately converting and believing in Christ, and then if nobody was saved, because a lot of it, his case for Christianity is predicated on the idea that Scripture is a reliable sort of predictor of various events in history and of essentially the nature of salvation. And there are prophecies in Scripture that have to deal with people not believing, in addition to ones about people actually following Jesus when he shows up. And for what it's worth, a lot of his ideas about the prediction of history by Scripture as evidence of it being correct due to prophecy are due to the book of Daniel, which, with modern historical critical techniques, is generally considered to have been sort of false in the sense of all of its historical predictions were of events that happened before the book of Daniel is believed to have been composed, based off of things such as carbon dating and also just literary techniques and historical sort of authorship comparison. But, so I guess you can kind of criticize the degree of prophecy there, but most of the stuff about people disbelieving in Christ is not in, for example, Daniel. It's separate, but again, it is very interesting to have him sort of have this. Yeah, exactly. Goodness knows I like talking. Sort of anti-universalism, because there are some people who will propose the controversial and not entirely orthodox idea that everyone will be saved, everyone will convert to Christianity in time, they'll go to purgatory and eventually recognize the sovereignty of Christ, which is not an entirely orthodox position, but it has some play, and it's certainly, at least from what I can gather, a much more orthodox position than Pascal saying, yeah, no matter what, some people will never be saved, because if everyone was saved, then Scripture would be wrong, and Scripture has to be correct in at least that certain regard, which is interesting because Pascal also says that some parts of Scripture are, if not deliberately wrong, deliberately arranged in order to give rise to heresies, which is really, really, really wild. He's essentially saying that, oh yes, God predicts all, so therefore heresies are also preordained by God, which is wild. But okay, this should work. Let's see how many teams I can make Dandro. Only one, but it should be fine. At the same time, I think I'll still go with standard Hu Tao, Yeon stuff, just because it's much more comfortable. It's much nicer to have a shielder than to not have a shielder, even if my Al-Haytham Quick Bloom, which I believe you actually didn't get a chance to see, actually has much more damage dealing capacity. The teams I'm using right now are much more comfort based. And as you can see, Dehya is level 80 right now, because I'm a lunatic. She might actually get to level 90 tonight, because today is the day at which the Sandgrease pupa is refreshed for me, because I have been dutifully collecting them. Hello, second viewer, Hajime Tenshi. Pop in, say hello, don't be shy. But as I was saying, and I have a good amount, I believe, of Heroes Wits, so you might be able to see me probably after the break actually level up Dehya to max level, which is about as silly as it sounds, because I will gain absolutely no material benefit from it, because she's simply not good. But goodness knows that rationality is no friend of mine. So, there we go. Let's just kill all these fungi. So, how are you doing tonight, Tenacious Blaze, as well as other good viewer who currently unnamed? I would be incredibly happy to hear you regale me with tales of how your life has been proceeding. So, if you could, again, say hello, make yourself known, I would be very pleased. Oh goodness, and that was unwise. It means he might not get his burst back. Oh well. Let's see who I can knock down. Okay. Let's see. Okay, well that's back. So I guess I'll just do it like this. Oh yeah, given that Hu Tao didn't have her stance up, her damage was utterly just garbo. Well, that's a shame. But it'll be time. Yeah, not only did I pick one good major for myself, I picked, dare I say, 3 good majors for myself. I hope, we'll see. So let's lure these little guys over here and try to get them all caught up. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to be rolling for Shenhe when she comes back around, partially because I'd like to have other ways to make freeze teams, but also just because I'd like to have her for, and this will sound incredibly stupid because it is incredibly stupid, but for her passive. Because her passive allows you to get slightly more before. If you have everyone with the extra rewards passives, it's kind of strictly worse in terms of total rewards, but interestingly enough, since you actually can't have everyone with the less expedition time passives on Mora expeditions, if you have to choose, which you actually don't, and you can get more Mora by doing multiple collection times on expeditions if you're absolutely insane. And I would never, ever, ever do that to myself. You can get more by putting all the characters who get more rewards for standard length expedition on Mora as compared to putting the maximum of 4 reduced expedition times characters on Mora than one on something like Crystal Chunks. And so, yeah, it's complicated because, you know, in theory it's actually worse than if you, again, put 4 on Mora and then 1 extra rewards on, like I said, one of the extras. But in addition to that just being ridiculous, it would also mean instead of having to, and again, I'm a real Genshin head. I drive myself crazy trying to maximize my expeditions for Mora and other things, instead of having to sort of change your expedition times based on day and have these sort of 8-hour intervals that change from day to day. You can just, you know, once a day be like, okay, cool, I can collect my expeditions, and yeah, I keep forgetting how little damage that deals when you just have 1. Yeah, it is what it is. Oh, okay. Fair enough, at least I didn't waste my burst. Yeah, but you can get more and more that way. Well, in addition to just making it a little easier for yourself. So I would like to be able to do that. Yeah, it's a little silly, but, you know, nothing says being a real Genshin head like being a little silly. Okay, so that's a slightly scuffed rotation right there. Well, we'll see how this goes. It's not like I have to deal too much with time and stuff, so I think I'll just focus on actually getting all my bursts back for the next chamber, in which time will actually be a real concern. We'll see about that. Okay, there we go. Okay, Abyss Mage is kind of silly. Yeah, interestingly enough, though, a lot of people didn't really take notice of it, because for a while, Cryo was undisputably the best way to deal with Abyss Mages. Well, any Hydro Shield. Dendro is actually a much better way of dealing with Hydro Shields, or Hydro enemies in general, due to causing bloom reactions. And then if you're very funny, you can trigger Hyper Blooms off that to break them down even faster. But yeah, like I said, you can do pretty well for yourself, just hitting Hydro with Dendro instead of Crows. Before, though that said, if you want to actually make things easy in terms of quality of life, arguably Crow is better because all those enemies will be frozen. But suffice it to say, in terms of actually getting it down faster, I believe you're better off with Dendro. And it also helps that Dendro is just ridiculous right now. Absolute crazy element. Totally broken. Which, you know, some people in the know are sort of wondering, okay, Geo kind of found dead in a ditch, what are they going to do with that? But that said, I think that might just be a matter of Geo being left to rot, kind of, with Dendro. Because Dendro will have as many, maybe even more characters as Geo does right now once Kava and Baizu come out, which is really, really wild, considering that Geo has been in the game since the start, and Dendro has only been in the game in a playable form for a couple of patches, really. So, again, it's a complicated situation, especially since, unless they want to do a character, and some people are sort of, an interesting character archetype that we haven't seen yet, who could be fun to see, would be a sort of Geo Nilu, who is a character who could, and I've talked about this before various times, but a character who could make Crystallize work offensively, not just in the sense of, say, oh, Archaic Petra damage bonus when you pick up a crystallized shard for the corresponding element, but is in kind of like Mula with her Bountiful Bloom cores, a character who can make crystallized shards actually explode for damage, which would be a really, really cool idea for a character archetype. If they made that happen, I don't think it'll happen. But again, it would be cool. And it would be a way to really revitalize Geo, but at the same time it would revitalize Geo for exactly one character, which presents a kind of similar problem to the deal where Zhongli will always be a really good character, and Zhongli kind of carries Geo on his back. A big reason mono Geo characters are even possible, wherever even possible, in the sense that even before Goro, mono Geo is still possible, say, Ningguang, Albedo, so on and so forth, was just because Zhongli was so good with his Shred and his shield being the undisputed best in the game and probably never be surpassed by any character. Just really, really good, and then add that to Geo Resonance, and you made it possible, even though Geo had nothing in the way of actual benefits from the element itself. So yeah, you get a lot of funky, kind of funny monkey business there. Meanwhile, Dendro is getting a bunch of characters and is also just an unironically good element. Dendro characters are largely good not in spite of their element, because all good Geo characters are good not because of their element really, but in spite of it. And good Dendro characters, there are some characters who are good in and of themselves. For example, Alhaitham used to have... He was really, really, really overpowered in beta. They nerfed him, but he's still really good just because Dendro and Dendro reactions are crazy strong. He's good partially because of his element, but he's a good character no matter what. But all Geo characters who are good are really good in spite of their element. They just have really, really busted kits that on non-Geo characters would be crazy. But since Geo characters don't have any reactions to really abuse, those kits are just balanced. It's very different. And it shows just Geo is simply not a good element. And that's ultimately alright in the sense of if you have a game with multiple elements, one element will have to be worse than all the others. It's just mathematically true. That's how comparison works. But at the same time, I would say most people who really care about Genshin gameplay, quote-unquote, would say it's really, really unbalanced. Not just in favor of Dendro. And to be fair, any kind of game that's live service is going to have some degree of power creep. That's just the way of the world. But at the same time, it's balanced not just in favor of Dendro, but honestly against Geo. That the degree of difference between how good Dendro is and how bad Geo is just, to most people who care, and including to myself, just kind of unacceptable. Because Geo has no real benefits from its element, except arguably Goro, and really only, honestly, at higher constellation levels. And not to all characters, though, to be fair, it's not like people really use Ningguang. Sadly, the last Ningguang fans waiting in exile for a non-purely defense-based Geo support, something like that. But because the only thing, well, at the very least, oh my goodness, at the very least, Ningguang can't benefit from Goro's entire kit because she doesn't use defense for anything. She can benefit from, to an extent, interruption resistance. I guess if your Zhongli's shield somehow breaks and you don't just reset the chamber, or just with the Geo damage bonus and the crit damage bonus, again, only at C6, she's really not getting anything out of that defense. She's really not getting anything out of that defense buff. Which is sad, because you should want a character to gain maximally from the kit of their supports. most characters who use Bennett can gain pretty much everything related to Bennett from him. He has healing, he has cleanse, albeit a cleanse that can actually be more of a problem than a benefit if you're running into some Geo application, because that means triggering burn on yourself. But also healing, the colossal damage boost. Yeah, it's just, again, it's wacky. It's a little wacky. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. Even though I somehow got the refraction proc despite my best efforts, or maybe my worst efforts. Who knows how hard I was really trying. But, yeah, I think a Geo Nilu could be cool. Maybe just a lot of characters, and honestly they would have to be 4-star characters and in their base kit to be accessible, to be acceptable. Sort of things like, for example, some people have the idea of a sandstorm effect, which would essentially be Animo swirling Geo, and some people had the idea that could be added with Sumeru Desert, that now that you had sort of loose Geo, sort of sand instead of rock, it would make sense to be able to swirl it, at least in desert conditions, though to be fair, that would do nothing for Abyss unless they started making varied terrain in Abyss, which to be fair could actually be quite cool, not against the idea in principle. They would have to... Okay, come over here. Okyaku-san. Yeah, it could be a very interesting idea. Even though, again, it wouldn't have a huge effect, at least not in all places. But I think if they made that an effect for a 4-star, and then made other 4-stars with other sort of Geo reaction changing effects, they could make that work in a cool way. Like, again, a 4-star, maybe even an Animo 4-star, like how Nilu changes the effects of Bloom, which is a Dendro reaction despite being a Hydro character. They could make an Animo 4-star who can make a Geo Swirl work. At least, again, if they have Viridescent. Because otherwise it wouldn't mean much. The entire point is that if you have Viridescent, you can reduce Shred. Which is funny because it just shows that how much of Animo being OP is really just Viridescent being OP. Though that's sad, given how different the various artifact sets for each element are, you honestly can't separate each element from their artifact set, Given that Petra is so much worse and weaker than Viridescent, does it really matter that it's more the artifact set than the element itself? But I guess maybe they could even put that behavior on an artifact set. Again, who knows, really. But either way, it definitely bears mention that a tweak to how reactions work for Geo could definitely help revitalize the element and make it more competitive. Because as of now, it's just a matter of decent supports making funky, silly Geo carries work, and really only in the context of, oh, funny old Geo Rift Wolf chamber, hope you have healing capacity and Geo damage, otherwise suffer. Yeah, it's complicated. It's a complicated situation, and it's obvious to me that they don't want to make things too crazy. As for example, one of the examples of them not wanting to do power creep is Dehya ending up kind of weak. It's a little obvious. I think maybe obvious is a bit strong, but I think it makes a lot of sense that a big reason Dehya is not crazy good and is in fact quite bad is because they didn't want power creep. And to be fair, I think as someone who rolled for Dehya, at least for collector's purposes, I don't think it really justified everything, because it's not really avoiding power creep in as much as it is allowing allowing 4-stars from 1.0 to still retain dominance over the metagame. Zhongling, Bennett, Xing Chao still make up the best core in the game. And to be fair, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It makes the game a lot more free-to-play friendly, which I appreciate. Which, not just in the sense of sort of, I like being able to flex on people, because Genshin is not a PvP game. There's an interesting argument made by, I believe, if you've heard of him, a guy named Josh Strive Hayes, who makes a lot of YouTube content, video essays included on essentially MMO design, and it's essentially similar to the concept that If you don't know what you're being sold, you're the product. If you're playing an MMO for free, it's because they are making money off of higher level players being able to show off to you. And that's a pretty cool idea. Essentially, that when you have direct player comparison, especially in the sense of PvP, the free-to-play players are basically kept around so that the pay-to-players are motivated to pay so that they can be noticeably stronger and noticeably better than the players who don't pay. And that makes a lot of instinctive sense. And I can see it on display. I would tend to agree with that. But Genshin not having PvP, and there are people who flex, people and say, Tony Toe on the Golden House Discord are pretty much the peak example, who wail for C6, R5 on everything because they want to be able to get the absolute fastest clear times on Abyss or bosses or what have you. But at the same time, there's no direct PvP. This isn't... Honkai, even though you never actually directly fight other players, you do have Honkai Abyss, where you get rewards literally based on your clear time. Which means that, at least if you want to max out rewards, which to be fair you don't quote-unquote have to do, although it's of course strongly encouraged quote-unquote, you gotta pay for stuff. You gotta pay for stuff to make it work. There's not really a free lunch in that sense. And in direct contrast, I have heard, who knows whether it's actually the truth or not, Abyss is specifically intended to and designed to be clearable with someone who is optimally playing on a free-to-play account. If they're rolling for characters to make specific builds, and to be fair, that is a little unfair considering that not all characters are made to be meta or even straight up good, like, again, Dehya. But at the same time, they at least pay lip service to the idea of we're never directly competing with other players, and all the rewards are available to a sufficiently devoted free-to-play player. And I like that, and that makes sense to me. Okay, there we go. So let's see how we can get this guy. It might not be a good idea to pop all these in this chamber, but who knows, really. Let's freeze this guy up and just knock him down. Okay, hopefully this should work. At the very least, he'll drop anima particles for Venti, which are kind of my biggest problem. So we'll see. There we go, particles. Oh, nice. It's nice that, frankly, enemy hitboxes seem a lot more... Yeah. It's imperfect, but I like that they at least claim to try. Again, make your own decision on how legitimate their efforts are, but they do at least claim to try. Oh my goodness! And oh, that was so stupid. Oh, he blocked the shot, and as such, I couldn't get that back. That is so lame and so silly. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. Freeze the bad boy. Freeze the sucker. But yeah, I think enemy hitboxes are a lot more generous to the player in the sense of I'm not actually hitting him on his body, but I'm still hitting him. I'm kind of shooting him in the center area. And wow, strafing him is working just fine. I'm hitting him kind of in his center point, in between his actual body segments, kind of shooting empty air, and he's still taking damage. And I appreciate that, because back when Kokomi came out, there were some interesting showcases of how her hitboxes were so well made and specific that you could actually dodge attacks using her standard attack string. That since she would do her little flip, arrows could actually go through her. Very silly. Just a second. There we go. Okay. One of my other friends asked for a link, so let him pop in. Okay, actually, I forgot that there were the other slides. I was considering just not using Xingqiao at all and just going straight to Hu Tao, but as they're right there, that won't be necessary. So there we go. Yeah. Yep. I'm not sure if you've heard me talk about this, but another thing I like about Genshin, ironically, is actually the live service model, because it incentivizes making people who already like the game happy. Because as someone who really liked Breath of the Wild, you may have heard this discussed before, I was nonetheless disappointed by how different it was from the rest of the games. Not in the sense that I disliked open world games specifically, but in the sense of, oh goodness, we may never have quote-unquote Zelda-style games anymore. We'll just have open world games, as you could have gotten before under any number of brands under the Zelda banner. Which, again, very well made open world games, but not really old Zelda style games. But what I realized was, that's the only possible good business decision to make, quote unquote, because, okay, thank goodness I knocked him out before he transformed, or healed at least, because with a live service model, especially with Godforfend Gacha, you can get a lot of benefit out of making your fans really, really, really devoted to your game. If you make your fans really love your game as compared to just kind of love your game, you can get a lot out of that because people can pay what they want. They can roll for extra characters by buying more currency, buy buff packs of various sorts. But when you have a game like Zelda in a traditional console sense, you don't get anything from increased dedication because everyone is paying $60, especially since Zelda is definitively not a merchandising-based franchise. Everyone pays $60 for the game, and someone who really, really likes the game, their $60 counts for just as much as the $60 of someone who's a casual who buys the game on a whim and literally never even plays it. If they've spent that $60, you've got that $60. Literally nothing else matters. Okay, let's see. Let's look at the opponent's details. Okay, they're actually not any different. So we'll just go with the team I used before, which is going to be Shinobu, Nihira, Elon, and Alhaitham. Yeah. Which means that even if it meant every single, and it doesn't mean that because I'm a Zelda fan who's excited for Tears of the Kingdom, even if it meant alienating every single one of their former fans by turning Zelda into just a bog standard open world game, which to be fair it isn't. It's a very, very good open world game. If it meant that more people in the end ended up buying the game, even if it meant that everyone who bought that game would be a casual, so casual they never even actually opened the game, just bought it, left it sealed, but paid $60 to Nintendo or whatever retailer they were buying it through, Nintendo would make more money, and because of things such as, of course, stockholder fiduciary duty, they would have to do it. They would have to totally change up the game, making none of their fans ever like the game or even enjoy a game in the franchise ever again, because it would be a better business decision. Because they gain nothing, literally nothing, from their fans being more or less devoted to the game. That is fair. That is fair. Okay. Okay. Oh goodness, and I missed that. That was a little unpleasant. Okay, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's really, really crazy. It's honestly kind of unfair how strong it is. Okay. And if you manage the rotation, you can switch Shinobu in during the duration of Alhaitham's burst, and then switch back to totally optimize your rotations, which is just as crazy as it sounds. It's just as crazy as it sounds. Okay, now let's go for that, actually. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Unfortunately, you have no healing and therefore no interruption resist, which is not strictly ideal. And it also means that sometimes you get silliness like this, where you miss your rotation and don't actually get Alhaitham with his full sort of reaction deal. No, well, she heals. You do have sustain, but you don't have interruption resistance, which means you need to play a little smarter in a number of senses, just because you don't have access to, again, just that sort of stuff with impunity. Yeah, and see this, I didn't want to pop on my burst because I might not get them back, so I might not actually get all the stars I wanted on this chamber. It is what it is. It's a funky, complicated situation. We'll see. In the end, I have ways to clear this. I've cleared this chamber with 3 stars previously with more annoying leyline more annoying Abyss Blessings and Leyline Disorders, so it won't be a huge issue, but again, imperfect. Not what I would personally like best. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. At least we got the melt off. Yeah. Yep. As much as I like the fact that due to never rolling for weapons, except by accident, we must never speak of that again. I get a lot of fun ways to play rather than just making characters I already have stronger. It does lead to... Still working on putting the clip of that up. I'm working on a way to make that look nicer. But as I was saying, it is ultimately the way I prefer to play the game, because it means that things are new and I can change my team comps around for the sake of adapting to challenges, and it's cool. It's, at least in my opinion, a lot more fun than dealing with, again, just the same old ways to play the game. But I won't deny that it means that I generally cut it quite close in Abyss, because it's rarely ever a sweep. I might use very good team comps character-wise, just because I have a lot of characters. You know, like that Alhaitham Quick Bloom back there. And to be fair, it's really, really, really good. And it's largely not Constellation, weapon, or really anything requirement except leveling up characters enough that they gain the full benefit of Hyper Bloom and spread and aggravate damage. But at the same time, you can milk a good deal more damage out of that if you roll for weapons and constellations. Not that much more. Frankly, the biggest one is probably Nahida C2, which allows Hyper Blooms to crit and adds defense shred on quickens, which is just as crazy as it sounds. It's a really, really good constellation. Not as crazy as Raiden C2. It is interesting that they've started making specifically Archon C2s really, really, really good. But it does make it much stronger. It's just that the existing team is strong enough that it's honestly kind of overkill. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, I think I definitely could have, because I've gotten that one down really fast if I've had Animo. And not having Animo makes that chamber really, really annoying. Okay, cool. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. You know what you can Okay, let's see if I can't. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness, and then he bites it. Okay. Okay. It is what it is. It's a complicated situation. What can I say? Okay, there we go. Let's knock these down. Okay. Okay, there we go. Shrine of Maya is up, and both of those guys are caught up in it. So let's... Oh, well. Yep, and that's the deal with the Consecrated Beasts. I like how challenging they are. It's nice that enemies have been power crept along with characters, especially since Dendro is just so good. But at the same time, you also have to deal with the fact that if you don't have a shielder, and even if you have a shield, they will absolutely take you to Funky Town. They will absolutely take you to Funky Town. Yeah, so to speak. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, punch him in the face. I like that Alhaitham's skill is basically just a vibe check. I like that a lot. Okay, let's see. Okay, both of them caught up in it. There we go. Sheena. Oh my goodness, I need to time that better. I'm going to need to start running away before I pop Shinobu up on the field. This is making me really wish I had her C6, because Shinobu's C6 basically gives her, in Pokemon terms, a focus sash, which is quite nice. Okay, let's wait for Yoan to get her burst back. Yeah, I will say, one of the wildest quality of life... Oh my goodness, and I forgot that there, and I'll have to wait for the skill to recharge. And this only shows it even more, which is that bursts and skill cooldowns don't reset when you retry an Abyss Chamber, which is wild because it's been true since launch. At the very least, it's been true since I played, which was around 1.5, 1.6. It was during Eula's first banner, but for whatever reason, and I don't know why, because there's no way, and no way in which it would actually convince people to roll. There's no real logical reason in terms of just, oh, Mihoyo wants money, that it would be that way. It's just a bizarre oversight. I can't really think of a reason why they would do it like that. But for whatever reason, Mihoyo made it so that bursts don't recharge. Okay. She should... Okay, and she's still alive. Good. That skill cooldowns for bursts and their ilk don't reset. Bursts and skills don't reset when you restart an Abyss Chamber. And it's, okay, kind of like, okay, why? What? That... Okay, why? I don't even know how that could... Oh my goodness! And now you see the extent of my pain. Now you see why I cry. Or very specifically why 412 takes about as long as all the others combined, because these consecrated beasts are getting my goat, despite the fact that there are no consecrated beast goats. Though we may see, because apparently we may get a... I think we might get a consecrated Sumpter beast eventually. At the very least, I think it's kind of implied to me by the fact that, again, somewhat weak spoilers, but apparently we will be getting a consecrated... Oh goodness, a consecrated Rishbaland Tiger and Spino Crocodile, which implies to me at least that we'll be getting eventually a consecrated Sumpter beast, which I would want if only because it would be very silly in a way that I think would actually befit the game quite well. Okay, there we go. Let's go for that, actually. Oh my goodness, how did she... Oh my goodness, I think the burst field stayed up actually even after her death, which is surprising because most skill and burst effects disappear immediately upon character death. Pleasant surprise, even if it didn't actually help me at all one way or the other. So in that case, I will... Yep, it's off cooldown now, so not my problem. Yeah. I will say, the real threat of this chamber is very obviously the Consecrated Beast. That's not to say the others, or the Kairagi and the Nobushi are pushovers. They're just not as crazy. Okay, there we go. Okay, that'll work, and I'll get them both caught up in it. Oh my goodness, at least Shinobu wasn't out there when that happened. Okay, there we go. Okay, oh my goodness, that, okay. No comment. I'll pretend that didn't happen, because I would have preferred it if not happened. Oh my goodness, I thought I did, oh my goodness, it's so much harder to actually time dodges like that than I thought. Okay, now let's... Okay. Oh my goodness, and I thought... I guess I at least should have popped her burst earlier. The intention was that to time it so that I could get that cube caught in there, the phagocytic block caught in there, so I wouldn't have to pop her ring early and miss out on a lot of hyper blooms, but suppose that beggars cannot be choosers after all. Suppose we are cursed to a wretched existence in this vale of tears. Okay, there we go. There we go, and as it so happens, it seems we are not to be caught up after all. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Hopefully this should make beautiful things happen in the world of the living. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think that worked. Unfortunately, it seems like... Oh, damage. Okay. There we go. You know, it's nice to actually have to deal with dodge timing sometimes. I suppose. I guess it's a complicated matter. Yeah, who shall know the mind of God? Okay. Actually, this works... Oh, I was gonna say that worked quite well, because I could just sync up the timing with popping down her ring, but then she died, and the timing no longer synced up well. What can I say? But I 100% need to use this team, because this is currently my highest DPS team, and it is the only way that I can kill the Asuman in time in order to actually get the proper amount of stars on the other chamber. So I am trapped in a complicated and less than ideal situation. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Hopefully this guy should allow me to. Okay, get a couple more of those off. And hopefully they both got hit with the seed, though. Again, who is to know? The future is not ours to know. There we go. Actually, let's pop this early just so I can get more. Okay, there we go. There we go. And I'm actually out of the Shrine of Maya. That's interesting and less than ideal. Okay. Okay, actually. Interestingly enough, Yelan did not get her burst back. So that's maybe kind of a factor in major suckage happening. We'll see. We'll see. Ooh, and okay, Shinobu got her own heal up. That's really good, actually. Okay, we'll see about this. Okay. Oh my goodness. Block. Silly block. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay, okay, there we go. Yeah, Kanki is not going in down in time. I'm gonna need to retry this with other teams, but at the very least, I'm not. I'll be able to take this team to the chamber I want to take it to. Oh, goodness. Very, very nice RNG for me. I would have been a very unhappy angel if that hadn't worked out in my favor. Thank you for being happy for my sake. Truly a gift of charity. Okay, come back here. Okay, and apparently that should actually manipulate his RNG so he never actually runs, so Cryo Guy never runs away again. Yeah. But I heard specifically it makes sure that they never run away from you if you do it like that. That's what I heard. There we go. There we go. That was really nice, actually. But ideally, I should be able to make it work like this. And Crown needs to go down first. Crown needs to go down first. It's because there's no other way I'm living unless I kill this guy first. Okay. Okay, there we go. And there we go with the iframes. But yeah, this is not happening as intended. Thank the good Lord for iframes, one can say. One can say. There we go. Oh, frozen again. Frozen again? Uh-oh. Oh my goodness! That really, really sucked. That means I'm gonna have to start casting Albedo Burst just as a time stopgap. But I guess what that means is that I can play it much safer on this chamber, because I know I will not be getting it in time for a 3-star. Just focus on not dying. On not dying. So there we go. There we go. But I suppose I may as well go for the skill shot there in regards to that. Just because it's actually more fun that way, at least. Have more fun like that. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. Hit him up like that. And hit him up like that. Okay, at least Yelan got hit by that instead of the other guy. Oh my. At least the healing is really good. Oh my, okay. So I guess I need to do it once the circle completes, not just when the... Okay, that is less than ideal. Oh well. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, that's good. Also, the AoE on the Seed of Skanda is a lot better than I thought it was, actually. That's nice. Okay, there we go, and now we can switch to... Actually, let's just use Yelan for now, just to get her healing again. That's better. That's much better. Okay, okay. Pop a final Hyper Bloom, and there we go. That actually might have been a faster clear. I'm actually not sure exactly how you're supposed to manipulate Consecrated Beast RNG. Yeah, that was really silly. Not gonna jump the gun, but I might actually be able to get the quick clear. We'll see. And my faith is shaken. Okay, there we go. That was just iframes, but it still worked out, so there we go. Come on, Hutao. Up and at him. Get him. Make him suffer. Make him suffer a horrible death in the land of the living. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely not going to be it. The only thing I can actually get in time is... Oh, it's... Oh my goodness. It's the... The Raiden team is the only thing that actually lets me do this one in time. Okay. And that survived, actually. That's nice. I think it's probably just because of time stuff. Okay, there we go. Okay. It is absurd, honestly, just how long this is taking. Oh, well. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. At least I'm not getting swirled to death. That would have been a real possibility and it would make me unhappy. Okay. Okay. Because it doesn't appear her burst is still up. What? Oh my goodness! It was dying on that? Oh my goodness! That was stupid. Didn't even notice that happening. And also, it's crazy. I didn't know the 4 could deal that much damage that fast. I don't think I was getting hit by any other attacks. I'm pretty sure that was literally just the 4. You know, and I guess that tells you what I always knew, which is that triple Kanki is basically use AoE or suffer, and Hu Tao, any Hu Tao team is very explicitly a single target only team, but again, you know how it is. Okay, there we go. Okay, time for the Hyper Bloom up. Hyper Bloom up. Okay, there we go. Okay, okay. So this guy, I'm going for this guy just because I won't have to deal with any kind of shred. If the okay, there we go. Yeah, I can't get any benefit from any Electro Shred on this guy. I mean, on the other guy. There was no shred to get any benefit from, which is part of why I didn't go for any kind of other stuff. You know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say. It's complicated in this situation. Okay, that... Okay. Honestly, we'll see if this is what makes it happen, because the fact that I probably won't have my burst back up there might kind of doom next run. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Okay. Where'd he go? Okay. I might have screwed up the RNG there. I probably screwed up the RNG there. Okay. 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 Hopefully this doesn't make life impossible for me. All I need to do is get the Frost guy down, and hopefully everything should fall into place. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. At the very least, I can hopefully... Okay. Okay, at least I managed to dodge that whole annoying ice deal like that. Okay, and I got that back, though I will have to deal with freeze. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that... Oh! I realized what I screwed up with. I realized exactly what I screwed up with, which is that I let Dehya borrow her Crimson Witch of Flame set and totally forgot that I did. Honestly, I'm just impressed that I was doing so well with literally no artifacts. Literally no artifacts. Because I was using Dehya for the remainder of the Sumeru Archon quest and then for Golden Slumber. And understandably, you know, her damage is bad enough already. It's even worse when you literally don't have any artifacts on her. So I gave her all of the artifacts I was leaving on Dehya. And just kind of letting that ride. And she actually did quite well with them. She actually did pretty well for herself with, Dehya artifacts. But with Dehya with Hu Tao artifacts. But at the same time, You know, when you forget about that, very funny things tend to happen. Very silly things tend to happen. Well, in that case, I'm gonna claim this acquaint right now. That explains a lot. I'm glad you asked that question because I would have kept plugging away, none the wiser. Okay, there we go. Just another simple standard banner rule that will get me. Dude, it's a raven bow. Best day of my freaking life. But I'm about to. Yeah, time to head back in there, and well, that won't make things easier to not die with my. You know, we're abandoning that challenge, and we're gonna claim these rewards, just in case I forget, or in case I actually fail to get my rewards. Honestly, this is worse. This is actually worse than spending 40 rolls by accident on the Dehya weapon banner. Because I'm sober now. I'm sober now. I don't have any excuse. Okay. But hopefully, a big thing is that nominally, Hu Tao should have a little more defense actually, which should help things out because it means the shield won't go down, which won't take as much crazy damage. Thank you for telling me, because I literally would never have guessed. Yeah, straight up clown behavior on my part. Just, in terms of silly moments on stream, this is definitely one of the highest. Okay. Oh, nice, and that actually went for him instead of... That's good, actually. That's actually really good. Okay, there we go, and we can knock this down. Let's hit him up with that, actually. Let's go for the burst, because now with aggravates and the like, I can actually get some use out of them. Okay, cool. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. Interesting. Nice. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness, and now he's all out of the way. I don't like this at all. I don't like that at all. Okay, but actually, I managed to get some stuff back on that, so that's actually good. Oh, and wow, burst back? That's a pleasant surprise. Okay, cool. Wow, that was a faster clear than I expected before. I think I just got lucky with rotations. Seems like it. So, at least in theory, I might be able to actually get this one in time if I'm smart enough. Probably not the other chamber just because it's a different chamber, but we'll see. Oh my... Okay, that's silly. That's really silly. But there we go. Hu Tao is dealing some modicum of respectable damage now. I don't know what's going on with... I don't know what's going on with my dash cancels. My dash cancels, for whatever reason, are just not working. It's... Oh my goodness. I hope it's not a problem with my keyboard, because that would suck. Maybe I was just out of stamina, but I don't think it's that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's go for that, actually. Okay, let's go for that, actually. Okay. These Electro Abyss mages really put a terror in my teacup. Okay. Yeah, this chamber isn't happening. It was never gonna happen without an Animo. But at least Kanki Chamber will probably... Oh my goodness, and I whiffed! Straight up whiffed because I got frozen. That sucks. Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll see if I can't knock her out. Okay. Yeah, that... Okay. Not happening. This was... Which was not meant to be. And it wouldn't happen even without, just because... It is honestly really easy to run out of stamina. I'm wondering if it wouldn't be a better idea to just... Where is that application coming from? Oh, that's right. If it wouldn't be a good idea to not bother trying to dash cancel Xing Chao's E-skill, just because... The stamina is much better used with Hu Tao, and also just getting around. It is honestly really interesting that there aren't really any remaining stamina-hungry characters who are meta except arguably Hu Tao. And honestly, Hu Tao becomes less meta with every day just because the power level of the game has been massively risen, just kind of dragged up from the depths by Dendro and Dendro alone. And because of that, like I said, just... Oh... Hu Tao's the only real stamina-hungry character left who's meta. And what that means is you're going to be running into stamina issues in ways you don't with other characters. Because Keqing was arguably stamina-hungry before, but now that she can run Dendro reactions instead, which you can trigger honestly better with just using a bunch of... what is it? C1? No, I do have Hu Tao C1. It's just that it doesn't deal as much as I would like. Because, weirdly enough, you actually... It arguably kind of makes her more stamina hungry in a weird sort of sense, because you get a lot more DPS out of it, but you have to use dash cancels instead of jump cancels. Because the only reason you can even do that is because since your charges no longer consume stamina with C1, you can use dashes instead of jumps. Though to be fair, I could probably actually do it a little better by using jump cancels instead of dashes here. But, like I said, Keqing, since most of her damage is coming from aggravates now, and not even from that, but just from the official C4s that aggravates now proc, you really don't need any kind of... You don't need the increased multiplier on her charges. You know, her charges are really, really good multipliers, but it literally doesn't matter anymore. Because it isn't really relevant to her damage. But, wait, what? She died? How did she die? Oh my goodness. Oh, I feel stupid. I think it was because I tried to go for switching her in, and that meant El Haytham, who would otherwise have poised iframe through that attack, just was no longer iframing through it. Okay, cool. Wah wah. But, as I was saying, yeah, where Keqing was previously a pretty stamina-hungry character, she just isn't anymore. You don't really need stamina on her. When you're dealing damage with aggravates, you can do that just as well, if not better, with normals, and what that means is, again, you are not using her charges, and thereby not really using stamina. It just is much less important to her kit and her playstyle. There we go, more RNG for her heals. Hopefully she survives that one. I'm not sure she will. Okay. We'll see. There we go. At least he's inside the Shrine of Maya, and oh my goodness, the dodge timing on that is not fun. It's really not fun. Okay. Oh my goodness, and the overload. Oh my goodness. Okay, just seconds. Right back to it. Yeah, I love Abyss. I love the fact that this drags my team building and my understanding of game mechanics to the absolute maximum. But I wouldn't be lying if I said it wasn't oftentimes just as frustrating. You know, because, again, you really need good comms, and if you roll for characters instead of weapons, you can often find yourself in annoying situations because they expect a standard of damage that you can't actually really get out of your characters. And you know, it is what it is. And I say that a lot, but it really just is what it is. You know, I could easily play the game in a different way and build with the intention and, honestly, more broadly speaking, the expectation of wanting to make my characters strong in a sense of giving them the best weapons they can have. Okay, I managed to dodge that. Okay, I was dodging too late. I need to dodge it earlier. Okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. Okay. Oh my goodness, and I wasn't expecting that. Okay, hopefully that should still work out. Oh my goodness, that combo deals way too much damage. It is absurd how much damage those Consecrated Beasts deal. The interesting thing about it is that they don't even deal less damage when you knock them out of their phagocytic form. They just have decreased resistances. So, yeah, there's only so much you can even do to them. They're just that strong. Okay. Okay. There we go, and go for this guy instead. Okay. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, hopefully, and now that he's in the ground, I can... Oh! That was dirty. That was dirty. And I know that Catalysts have absolutely literally zero plays, but at the same time, wasn't happy to see Nahida get stun-locked to absolute death right there. You know, something, occupational hazard or whatever. Who knows, really. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. Oh wow. Yeah, I guess that was just a matter of crit luck. Makes sense to me. Okay, and now I actually managed to dodge both. So I think that's actually more favorable RNG for me. Okay, I think. It would be nice if Nahida gave some kind of defense buff in her field, but honestly that would probably be kind of overkill. She is already the best Dendro character by a country mile, so I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I managed to get the dodge timing down there. That's nice. That's quite nice. Oh my goodness. That crazy combo. Okay, there we go. Hopefully we can... But it just hasn't gone into phagocytic form at all. Just crazy. Honestly crazy. Okay, this should be it though. And I'm even doing a lot more damage than before. Okay, there we go. So hopefully as long as I don't absolutely boof it, should be able to get... It's the other stuff in order. But I don't have a Zhongli burst this time. Okay. Apparently if you go all around this way, that's when it starts following you. That's when you can guarantee that it'll follow you instead of the other way around, instead of chasing you. Okay, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Much more damage. Much more damage. Okay, and there we go. Respectable damage on burst, too. Okay, there we go. There we go. Nice. Imakoso Tanjo no Toki, which is essentially time of birth. His line where he says time of birth, or moment of birth, it's that one. That's the one. Okay, so let's go for this again. See who we can't knock out, and I think we can get Frost. that way. We did it! We got Frost! Oh my goodness, and now there's a lot less to worry about. Hopefully, might even be able to get it down this rotation. I kind of doubt it, we'll see. Okay, either way, all we got is single target damage. Okay, there we go, actually. Yeah, I think this might be it, boys. This might be it. Yeah, this seems like it's it. Okay, for now, I have room for error in space to operate. I think some of the reason I might have done better is because they made the Blessing of the Abyss a lot nicer, honestly. They made it so that you get Dendro and Electro Shred when you trigger Quicken, instead of just doing Shockwaves, which, you know, one could do with or without. Thank you very much. It was really nice to see things come together so quickly. And as saccharine as it may sound, it was very nice that you were able to take part in that even in as minor a role as reminding me, hey, you literally did not use your burst. You literally forgot, you bozo. Okay, this should make things work. Okay. Okay, this should... Oh my... Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now that that's done, I can actually kind of restart this rotation, I think. Okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. There we go, actually. Okay, that sucked. I don't know why it was. I think I might have just been too close to the Asamon, because sometimes I think that prevents you from switching out. But I tried to switch Shinobu in during the duration of his burst so that he could pop his stuff up. It just didn't work. Vanity of vanities. We'll see. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, there we go. And if you actually proc a jump there, you can knock everything out. Oh, nice. I don't even know how that worked out, but it did work out. Yeah, we'll be out to complain about good things happening to me. Oh, nice. And all those hyper blooms got triggered at once. That was hot. That was really hot. Okay, now let's see if I can't switch over. Top one. get the boy back in. There we go. There we go. And it works out to a certain extent. Not as good as it would have been if I could have worked out everything perfectly. But, you know, it works. There we go. There we go. Okay, now where'd he go? Okay, there we go. Nice, there we go. Because, and here's the funny part, is that the reason that worked was because, actually, I triggered a bloom reaction. No, I triggered an electrocharge reaction using the electron there, and that caused the seed of Skanda to proc a dendro and create a quicken. Because the seed doesn't proc, as you may know if you have Nahida, or even if you don't, the seed doesn't proc at a specific interval, it procs at an interval when you trigger reactions. So if you're not triggering reactions, it won't proc. Well, reactions or if they're hit by bloom cores. It's a little more merciful and complicated than that. But either way, if you're not getting reactions of some sort down in some way, shape, or form, you're not doing anything really with Nahida seeds. Which, okay, cool. Okay, cool. It's, of the design choices in this game, it's one of them. But as I was saying, I procced a different reaction, a reaction that wasn't even a dendro reaction, and made it work, which is a funny way to do it, because I don't think you would expect it to work out like that. You wouldn't expect it to shake out like that. But hopefully this should be good. Hopefully this should make things work. Show me ability masho. Okay, hopefully they come. All the beasts come over here sooner than later, and I can hit them all with a big fat rock and make them understand the true meaning of agony. Okay, there we go. There we go. Hatachi wa say. Okay. 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 Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. At least they're all knocked down, so that should make things easier. Hopefully they should all die now. Okay. Oh my goodness. How did she... Okay, at least I hit her with the first hit. If I hadn't hit her with the first hit, things would have sucked. Because I probably wouldn't have been able to get it down at all. Okay. Hopefully this should work. Okay. Okay. I think this should work. Because she can't summon another. She cannot summon another. So hopefully... Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with the... Not even gonna bother with the other hits, because then I would... There we go! We got 3 stars on those, so now it's just a matter of going back to the first chamber with some Animo team... Thank you very much. I'm glad to. Going back to the first chamber with an Animo team of some sort or other, and just toss them in. I think actually I should probably be able to make it work. Maybe? Yeah, see you around. I'm glad you were able to see at least the greater part of this. Yeah, so after I clear this, I might actually... Actually, I'm going to go back and level up Dehya. I'm going to put Dehya in and at least get her materials from the place. And then I'll do Windblume for anyone who may or not hop on, but as you hop off, sayonara to you. See you around, Mr. Tenacious Blaze. Okay. Real quick then, I will toss some people in. Yeah. Okay. First half. Go with these dudes. No, not these dudes. Just going to make the team I did before, but put it on here and then go for modified right in national on the second half, and hopefully that should create the divine coincidence. There we go. There we go. Ooh, energy recharge. That should make it work. Hopefully, we'll see. Bam. Bam. Bam, ba-bam, ba-bam, bam, bam, ba-bam, bam, bam. Okay, I did not mean to do that. Won't make a difference in the end. Okay. Overloads. Wow. Okay, there we go. Okay, I shouldn't have done that. Oh well, oh well, oh well. Oh well. Okay, okay, okay. pass him in. Go like this. And the hitbox of the rain swords made it happen. That's nice. Glad to see that. Glad to see that. Okay. Okay. Wonder if this will make it work. It does. Nice. Here we have it. Yeah. This team isn't hacking it as fast, but it is hacking it, so. Okay. There we go. And we can hopefully get this guy here too. Okay. And toss this down kind of out of the way actually, because he'll be kind of... Oh, actually. Wasn't expecting that to happen. Okay, there we go. Hopefully the crits don't make an issue there. Okay. There we go. So hopefully this should be enough time to finish up this last part, and... Okay. May as well collect these crystallized shards. It's always been funny that they've let elemental orbs and shards persist between chambers. So hopefully this should be the last of it, and yeah. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. Okay, this should hopefully work. Okay. 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 Okay, that won't work because it wasn't actually an animo. Okay, cool. Okay, and I guess that will tell us what we needed to know. So let's try that again with a slightly different team. Team with at least Kazuha for grouping. So, yeah, let's try that again. So, interestingly enough, so Shinbu is Iron Sting, which would normally be an issue, but oh, now we can actually make this significantly better Hutao team. So that means now we can actually... Yeah, Kazuha has Tokabo Shigure on him right now, because Shinobu has Iron Sting, which is nice. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, because both of them had the exact same EM value in the end, so, and none of them use crits, so it's not as if damage actually don't matters. I guess maybe in the case of Shinobu's burst, but I guess she's a little more AoE in the sense of actual damage, because Kazuha's everything is just EM stuff. It's a funky, complicated situation, but okay. Let's try that one all over again. Okay. Go for this to make the Electros rolls work out. Yeah, maybe after this, I guess I'll just have to put the Crimson Witch back on Dehya. Okay, there we go. Tenacious Blaze, if you're watching this, and even if you aren't, gotta credit this specific team comp, this sort of pseudo-national to you. Would it be an international? I don't think it would be, but either way, I credit this team comp to you because you gave it as a suggestion when I was stopped up on another Abyss chamber. There we go. Okay. So there we go. We might actually get more particles because of V1's Fab. I don't know for sure. But yeah, we'll see. I think it might also just because Ruin enemies are so generous. Because they are really generous with particles. Which is nice. At the very least, they're generous with sort of agnostic whitish silver particles, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, and there we go. Yeah, exactly. We got a big fat orb, and now that works out. There we go. Yeah. And also, another benefit is that Yeon and Xingqiao, as I'm sure you've noticed, battery each other really, really well because they both got that Hydra in them. There we go. And a big fat hit. And a lot of it is almost certainly just because of Yeon's big damage plus buff. Okay, I can actually... It doesn't matter. Even though this is the only chamber I'm actually concerned with, I can still go for the skills, just for the sake of muscle memory and the rotation, you know. It's all about the rotation. If you lose the rotation, you lose everything. It's kind of like Zen, actually, I think. Okay. Wonder who got the Cursed Parasol. Okay. Who knows, really? And suffice it to say, it might not even be my problem. Oh, and I forgot that Kaza actually doesn't have a full EM on him because that's also Shinobu's provenance right now. Well, what it means is I can just kind of knock him down this way. Okay. 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 Oh my goodness, that really sucked. That sucked a lot. Oh my goodness, I think I might have to go and change my artifacts around to make sure Shinobu gets no, to make sure Kaza gets his other EM goblet back. You know, I gotta say, this is what happens when you move artifacts around a lot between characters. You just... to be fair, it isn't as bad, because at least it was another EM piece. But either way, not too happy. There we go. Yeah, after this, I think I'm probably gonna maybe hop off and do my essay. I gotta do it eventually. Yeah, team is literally the same, just some artifacts switched around. Oh my goodness. Yeah, much to my chagrin, you cannot have any kind of automatic artifact loadout thing. Yeah, it forces you to actually grind for every little single measly piece of artifact you might ever theoretically want. But yeah. There we go. So this should make beautiful things happen, hopefully. So let's hit it. Let's make this happen. Hopefully this will, yep, we iframe through some of it at least. Okay, there we go. Okay, and Hirutao is not nearly as stamina hungry when she's actually killing things in time. So there we go. Yep, there we go. Hit him with another big one. Another big, huge one. Yeah, and also the rotations cap each other off pretty well. Not perfectly, but pretty well. If I'm not ending a Hirutao thing early, it caps it off pretty well. There we go. Okay, actually, we'll see how that one works out. Okay, that's a little scuffed, but it should still work in the end. Okay, yeah, see, normally it works out really well. It's just fine. Okay, so in that case, knock him out. Go for him, go for this guy. Okay, sap that PP. Not PP. Oh my goodness, I've gotten so forgetful in my young age. Okay. There we go. Okay. Fine enough. Forgot that I hadn't even put any Hydra up. That's why Hirutao was doing kinda not in... Okay. There we go, this should work. At least a little better. At least a little... Oh my goodness. At least it doesn't matter there. Okay. Okay. Okay, hopefully this should make beautiful things happen, like I was saying before. Hopefully I should be able to work everything out here. Okay. Oh my goodness, that is really suckage. Okay. Oh, what? How did that happen? How did he get out of... Oh, I did not expect every single of those bursts. Oh, Okay. Yeah, once I'm done here, yeah, I'm aware that, I don't know, people might be watching, but I am not engaged in active conversation with anyone, so I don't know if anyone's watching me or not. If anyone is watching me, good viewer, make your presence announced and known. Allow me to become aware of your beautiful existence. But as I was saying, I'm gonna have to hop off and do my essay right after this. I'm already kind of exhausted from all this repeating of the same abyss. It's crazy that the first chamber is honestly, I guess second chamber maybe, but it feels wrong when it's the other ones, you know. I mean, it feels wrong when it's the first one compared to the others, because, you know, this is just not level 95 enemies, you know, then you've got level 98 and level 100, and this is just 95. It should be child's play. I don't know, maybe. I guess it could be nice if you could get Abyss Mages caught up in it before you could, they pop their shields, but such is, I suppose, not meant to be. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go, there we go. Okay. So hopefully, as long as I don't boof it and not catch all the Abyss Mages, we should be able to make this happen. We'll see. Okay. 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 Okay, even those guys kind of start biting it. Okay, okay. Okay, there we go, actually. Okay. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, at least these guys can get kind of knocked down. Okay. Okay, thankfully enough, it's not relying on burst, but instead on... Oh... Not relying on damage, but relying on just the actual burst itself, which is very nice. Very, very nice. And otherwise, nothing could be done. Okay, so I'll have to just walk around and actually hit him. And hopefully that will be enough. Hopefully I'll be able to... Okay, okay. There we go. I could make it happen, which is nice. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that... Oh my... What? Oh my... Are you kidding me? That's so lame. Okay, I just kept getting stun locked. But at least that's all done, and I can just claim the remainder of my Abyss rewards. Yeah, there we go. Abyss is all cleared up. Praise be to the risen Lord. Well, in that case, I will... Let's see. Let me... Yep, there we go. We got a little bit more. There we go. Good amount of heroes wits. Okay. Let's look in. What do I got in my bag? Okay. Let's just get these so we can toss them into artifacts. Or just toss them at Zhao's artifacts more specifically. I have Deshra. Interesting. Okay, toss them at Zhao's artifacts. Make that happen. Come on. Okay, there we go. Slowly but surely leveling him up. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Will I ever probably use Zhao? Probably not. He's not very good. I kinda, who knows really. But, let's be quick. Yep, you have TCG, but, oh, what on earth was I saying? Oh, just, let's say probably that I got my rewards, got my artifacts, got my lore from that, which was a not insignificant amount, which was nice. There we go. Okay. So in that case, I think I shall do something very silly, which is put my artifacts back on people who arguably don't deserve them. I don't know. Honestly, Shinobu has helped me a lot more than Kazu these days. But I'll go about in the dangerous land of when it tunnels and get some... I think they're back now. Get myself some sand-grease pupas, and after doing that, get Dehya to max ascension, and then maybe even to 90. Because I am nothing if not an utter madman. Let's give this back. Well, let's steal this back, actually, and then give Dehya back. I want Dehya to take Hutao's artifacts yet again. What a tremendous example of injustice. Truly there is no kindness in this world. A character who, dealing absolutely no damage, unfairly arrogates the equipment and, dare I say, privileges of another. Surely someone must come back, right this wrong. It's historic injustice. Okay. Well, she's got a set and is somewhere close to usable now with her level 90 R5 Bell. So for now, we'll switch to Narian, actually, and yeah, there we go. Make this team kind of work for now. Yeah, there we go. We got our sand-grease pupas. Come on. Get sliced up and be rendered into suspicious mystery meat. I think there should be enough sand-grease pupas in the entirety of when it tunnels. For me to level up Dehya, we'll have to see about that. I think there are, but again, we'll have to see. My goodness. You're being awfully evasive, aren't you? Okay, now, let's see if I can't plan over, allow this bad boy to come up and fall right into my clutches. Okay, there we go. Yeah, oh, that was an unfortunate consequence of unfortunate positioning. Okay. Got these. Okay. Come on. Yeah, and if you'll notice that I'm ignoring most, if not all of the crystal chunks around, it's because I don't really need them anymore. I have more crystal weapon enhancement ore than I could honestly ever hope to actually use. So I just chill with it. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's knock him out like this, right here. Okay. Okay, this won't be too amazing, but at least Kaching can kind of compensate by triggering spreads. The better way to do it is with Naida and Kaching, but again, imperfect world. Maybe I could have run away, seen this coming, what have you. Okay, let's get this phagocytic block. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. Yep, much less resistance and much less everything, really. Okay, cool. There'll be some more, so I can... In fact, on the other one, it's actually at the bottom of a little pit of water, so you're constantly triggering hyperblooms. If you've got Naida applying Dendro and Kaching applying Electro and a bit of an AoE, which is a very funny way for these things to work. For whatever reason, the ones directly around the serpent don't seem to actually drop any kind of... And it's blocked by terrain, which is nice, could otherwise lead to some very silly circumstances. Yeah, like I said, or obstructed? How do I want to say it? Yeah, for whatever reason they don't drop any meat, but that's not true of the other scorpions here, I believe. So I'm not sure exactly what the fighting factor is, but yeah, I just wander there. Just standard, simple damage, no real elemental reactions going on, just teal physical, as they say. Yeah, if Ito was gold, if Ito Noel is gold and physical, then Wander is just teal physical. One could even describe him as the first physical catalyst in that sense. Sense of no reactions, only shred. Though to be fair, I guess he does get a bit out of Swirl in the sense of the elemental absorption on his stance, which is a cool way to make elemental absorption work compared to just absorbing it for extra damage of that element from a burst or a skill, generally a burst. It is cool to see that they still have more ideas on what to do with elements, though. Now, maybe that means we might get our Geo Swirl or offensive Crystallize, you know. Mahoyo, make it happen. Give us a Geo Nilo. I mean, we deserve it. Do we? Maybe. Okay. Let's go for it. Okay, so you see light streaming down in the little wind vortex down there for the Sitek Winut, which I brutalized a large number of times for the sole reason of leveling up fancy Mr. Alhaitham, who was on there when I was doing Spiral Abyss earlier. So yeah, there we go. Let's make this happen. Is that where it is? Is that where it is? Okay, I'm gonna have to check. I don't think it is. I think it's... So I'm trying to remember where the other Consecrated Scorpion is. The second Consecrated Scorpion, because that tells you where... Tells you where the... Oh, I was gonna say. It tells you where the final and most annoying set of Sangrease Pupas to get is. I think it's through this way. I'm not sure, but I think it is. There we go. I'm going to stop them right in their tracks and just wipe them off the face of the earth. Poor Hilichurls, but you know, you get in my way and cannot promise mercy. Okay, I think it's... Yep, it is down there. Okay, and we got some more over there. Okay, and the others are down there in the pit. But I think, and taking providential care to avoid some of the... Yep, avoid these silly guys over here. I think this takes us to... And I'm not going to be using any real reactions for this. Yep, there we are. There it goes. Got some cute little scorpions over here. And then we have the consecrated one, which I, of course, will fight. I am nothing if not murderous. I think thorough might be the better way to say it, but can't say that murderous does not also describe the behaviors which I'm presently exhibiting. So, knock out these scorpions, and like I said, you know, these ones kind of spawn in with the consecrated scorpion, but they don't. They do drop meat. You know, a question of, do you really want to eat the scorpion meat? But they do drop meat. One cannot deny that meat is made available to those who are interested in its consumption. So yeah, I guess I'll show up real quick how much damage just a pure animo damage wanderer can do to these bad boys. There we go. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. And yeah, I don't like delaying the use of my charges to hopefully sort of get more arrow stuff down, because you lose DPS just by not being as fast. At least in my experience. You know, it's best to do it and then do it after the next one when you have more time to actually see where the wind is going, so to speak, pun very much intended. Yeah, and he dodged that, so we'll see. And thankfully we can, using this phagocytic block. Oh wow, and that actually killed him with just the backlash damage. That's cool, that's cool. It's actually really cool. So I'll collect all these pupas. I mean, it is pupa, and I know that. Goodness knows I was only trying to be silly and entertaining. God forfend. But yeah, I'll be collecting the remainder of these Sangrease pupas, and after that beautiful waste of time, I'll hopefully be able to get Dehya to her maximum level, which will do me pretty much no favors gameplay-wise, but, you know, suppose someone had to do it. Okay, is this the place? I think it might be. Yeah, there we go. This is the oft-neglected passage that I've often forgotten in my pursuit of the vaunted Sangrease pupa. We got a bunch down there. Okay. And I was mistaken. Again, mistaking something for another thing. There we go. And there we go. And I think this will be a nice fast route to the same place I originally wanted to go. Just fly over those geoshrooms over there. I don't even remember. You might get a chest from beating all those ones up. I just know that they actually spawn more. It's sort of a two-part encounter where you knock out the ones already there, and then at least one of the big walking geoshrooms, the grounded geoshroom spawns. Again, I'm not as sure as I would like to be. Memory is a deceiver. But okay. Yep, and then we got more scorpions. You know, let's knock these guys out just to ensure that they do give meat. And they do give meat. I don't know what's up with those flying serpents over there. It might be intentional, I'm not sure. And yeah, even when I get hit, they deal basically no damage. Though they do stagger Scar and Rouge. Ah, poor little Catalyst baby. Gets staggered by a stiff breeze. Okay. In that case, let's try this out. And yeah, I went back and did this puzzle recently. It's one of the few ones that don't require Leopard, who I don't have yet. Which is nice, I suppose. Who knows, really? Call it providential or something. Oh my goodness, and totally dodged. That is unpleasant. But interestingly enough, I suppose what that tells you is you can get procs of the Wind Arrow passive even when you hit enemies currently immune to damage, which is interesting. It's very interesting. Okay, there we go. There we go. And it's not as if the energy recharge really matters there. Oh, and I didn't even get it. Well, there we go. And in that case, I'll be able to show off how Kutching works fighting all these guys. Along with Naida. Okay. Okay. In that case, I will just collect the remainder of these materials from the open world and again, hopefully have enough to make it work with Naida. No, with Dehya. Yeah. Okay. And hop on down there. And there you see the rocks that I had to use to make those rocks conform to the pattern. They were little renegades. They weren't falling in line. They didn't understand the proper ordering of the ordering of their order. Let's see if we don't have enough right now. Oh, and wow, we have exactly enough Sangrease pupils. Might have missed a few here and there, but what does it matter? What does it matter? So we'll switch Naida in, and then her silly little Tanari, and there we go. Do believe we'll be able to head on down there and play around with some funny hyperbloom reactions. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And since they're all underwater, we can make that happen via just funny little hyperbloons. Okay, there we go. Nice, there we go. And those shells have all become my property. Lots and lots of mysterious meat too. It's nice that we are lots of dendro crystal coins around as well. They certainly aren't easy to get. Okay. Oh, I barely missed them. I just wasn't fast enough on the draw. Oh well, let's head over and heal everybody up. Then we will level Dehya, well, ascend Dehya, see how far we can level her. And then I'll hop back off for 45 or so minutes. And then I will do my paper in the meantime, and then come back to continue to regale you with beautiful stories of the Windblume Festival. What can I say? Okay. Let's craft a nice large number of those funky Aramite. Oh, I'll need more of those. Aramite blindfolds, not bandanas, blindfolds for them. There we go. Yeah, this will definitely be enough for Dehya. And there we have it. 32. All I need is agate. Don't believe I have any of the... Let's check real quick. This is probably the best way to check, actually. Okay, 0 of those. So how many of these do we have? Okay, we just craft 20 and we will have it. Due to just fighting so many weekly bosses, I have preponderance of a lovely materials which to use. 6 of these, and there we go. We'll have level 90. Dehya. Oh my goodness. This feels so silly. And yeah, I'll never use her, except for open world content, because she just isn't good. She simply isn't good. Let's see how much HP she'll have. 39212. Let's see. Oh. Anta no okagede. It basically means it's all owed to you, but she says it in a weirdly rude way. Yeah, we got 3,000 HP out of that. Not bad. Okay. So let's see what she says for conclusion. Nice. Never imagined she'd get to this level. Say the word and I'll be there. Right. Sword, she's in user sword. So, nice, there we go. There we go. Let's see how many levels we can get out of what we have right here. And in that case, we do have a little bit more by way of... okay, there we go. Decent number of... Let's actually switch to that party first. Decent number of condensed resin pieces that I can go cash in for... Here's wits and the like. So, there we go. Hop on over, get that Dendro Crystal Fly. And get for myself some more experience mats to hopefully get Dehya to her maximum level. Isn't that cute? Okay. See how many of these get swept up in the brouhaha. Oh goodness. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. Nice. Blossom of Revelation. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's switch this out. Cool. There we go. 1 condensed resin. Ha ha ha. Okay. Let's see where that takes Dehya. Oh, okay. I think it'll definitely take 3. Might even take all 4 of these, but we'll see. Okay. Head on over. More of them! Even more of them. Okay. Let's go for Wanderer. I guess Dehya could go for these too, but I don't want to possibly waste any time with these guys. There we go. Come on. As the whole point was... Oh, and that didn't even work, because it has to actually deal damage, I suppose. Interesting, that is less than ideal. Okay. Okay, that was funny. It's funny that that worked. Oh, and okay, that worked too, because of the size of that AoE. Thinking outside the box. Aren't I so talented, funny, and charismatic? Intelligent, even? Pride goeth before a fall, after all. Okay. Let's toss more. Don't want to waste a single piece. Actually, we might be... Maybe. Depends on how lucky we get with drops. Okay, so in that case, we'll ride the wind. And hop on over here, and I believe it's just I think a single Ruin Drake, which is interesting because other ley lines will have you fight too, so it's interesting that they make that specific exception, distinction, what have you. Okay. Yep. Exactly. Yep, there we go, and there we go. Come on. Know the true meaning of suffering. Nice. Okay. There we go. Oh, and she can't level up. What? Okay. So in that case, it's just a matter of continuing on downward down the line, and eventually getting myself to a beautiful state of relative Dehya power, so to speak. I believe that's one of the caves. Yeah, that is one of the caves that I did during Agnihotra Sutra. Okay, let's lure all these silly little kids over here, and there we go, since I was close enough. Oh, I didn't expect the area to be limited like that. That was less than pleasant. But yeah, a big reason Rito's stamina deal was honestly a little disconcerting to me is because Wanderer uses a bunch of charge attacks, but he doesn't actually use stamina for them. He doesn't even consume any extra of his special meter, it's just a different attack during his stance. There's really no drawback to it, so what can I say? I'm a spoiled brat. So in that case, I will actually, let's look over there and just, yeah. Big mountain. I wonder if, again, I really do wonder if we're going to have an actual definition of Mount Meru being a place here. Yeah, the big mountain directly north of Vanarana. There we go. Dehya is level 90. I feel so silly having done it. There we go, I guess. Level 90 Dehya. Honestly, let's look through and see who I couldn't have leveled up using those same exact resources, who might have been a more worthy recipient. Arguably even Chi-Chi. Even Yao Yao. I guess maybe Farazan, but she's not really even usable before C6. Maybe Toma now that Burgeon makes him good. Either way, I did it for the meme, what can I say? Dehya is now leveled and built in the sense of her skills are kind of leveled, and she has a Crimson Witch set from Hu Tao. Okay, interesting, it's not elemental skill damage, it's using elemental skill, it's E-presses. That's interesting because of how different it is. Okay. Well, either way, Dehya is all nice and leveled, so in that case, I'm gonna get nice and dangerously close to the Mondstadt Adventurers Guild, where Windblume is bound to start, and then, actually let me heal up first, at good old Starfell Lake. Get nice and dangerously close to the Mondstadt Adventurers Guild, where I will soon start my beautiful journey of Windblume music, Pac-Man, and who knows what. But yeah, in that case, sayonara again to you all, and see you in around